My start is at 10 a.m, literally the first minute. They said it's randomized. Man, randomized my ass, come on. I'm a foreigner. They will obviously put me in the first minute. The discrimination, can't stand it.
Don't play that song for me, 'cause it brings back memories.
Almost missed the bus. Holy.
Of days that I once knew, the days that I spent with you. Oh no, don't let it play it. Oh no, it fills my heart with pain. Please stop it right away.
Oh, but I didn't have to do that.
Don't play no more. I can't stand it.
So beautiful.
Don't play it no more. No more.
Alright, we're now in Järfälla. It looks like Latvia, it looks like post-Soviet countries. The huge 8-story buildings. Why am I recording this video? A couple of days ago, I watched my UCOLA 2019 Orienteering ANALYSIS video. And it was so funny. I had no idea how to orienteer. And I feel like it's such a great piece of history in my orienteering career.
And as you can see, I went to the right. Actually, I was supposed to go forward. I thought about running by the road, which could have led to a better time. This is my direction. It is just so dumb.
It was just before I had moved to Finland to become a semi-professional orienteering athlete. And I literally knew nothing about orienteering. It seems like I found videos so entertaining. So since this is my first orienteering competition in Sweden, I'll do the same. I'll commentate, I'll do some orienteering analysis. We'll see how I compare to that Jacobs. Maybe I have learned nothing during these 5 years. Maybe I have become quite good. So let's see what's happening inside my head. Let's go to the competition center and let's get warmed up for the run. Skunks!
He kissed me and he walked away. I was only 17.
First, let's check out the orienteering store, what they offer. Let's see the prices though. 200 euros. That is so expensive. I think in Latvia it's like 170. Second, let's do some socializing. What is your name?
Lars Jonasson.
Lars, okay.
Yeah.
I'm Jacobs.
Jacobs.
Yes. Nice to meet
Nice to
you.
see you.
What is the difference between Swedish terrain and some other European terrains?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't never been to Switzerland or Austria. But I've seen it on television and maps, of course. It's more hillier outside Sweden. Sweden is little more, you know.
With a lot of rocks and boulders.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay, so yesterday I also got the Snättringe t-shirt. This is the club I'll be running for while in Sweden. And maybe later as well, we'll see. Snättringe SK. I think it's a really nice club, rather close to my house. I live in the southern Stockholm, so a lot of people are from there. And it's very nice so far. I just realized this is my first race as a Snättringe club member, so maybe that's the video about. My first race as a new club member in Sweden. So, my start is at 10 a.m, literally the first minute. I'm a foreigner. They will obviously put me in the first minute. The discrimination, can't stand it. It's a joke obviously, but okay, let's go to the forest. Let's take a chill ride. We'll see how it goes.
Here we go. I mean, this terrain is very much like Latvia. I cannot believe how southern it felt when I was warming up. It was literally oak trees everywhere. The day was warm, like 22 degrees.
So the first control was quite easy. I mean, you just have to go forward, and that was my plan. I really tried to look at the compass, and I saw the marshes, I saw the mountain, and I just have to go around it, and that was quite easy. The second one, however, was already the first troublesome control. There were two options, go straight or go slightly to the right. And I chose to go around the mountain because there's no point climbing it, and there were so many fallen trees, and towards the end I read this rocky area, which helped me understand that I'm on the right track, and I really had to trust my compass, and just a little forward, the control was there. The third control was actually quite challenging because on the way there wasn't much to read, and you really have to trust the compass here. I looked around for the rock, and to my right I saw the rock. However, after seeing the rock, I didn't change my direction, which I should have done. That is one thing I really want to work on, that if I see something in the terrain and I understand where I am, then I force myself to change direction. Usually it is not a problem, because there are other ways, other things that I will see on the way and fix my direction from them. But however, here, as you see, I just continued and I ran slightly too far to the north, and then I had to turn back because I saw the control slightly up. This was like a couple of 10 seconds mistake, not too bad. So the fourth one was quite typical Latvian terrain. You just have to count the valleys. So I counted the first valley, I counted the second valley, and I counted the third valley. And I knew I had to just go forward, and the control will be right there. Here, the fifth control, there are two options that you can go. You can go over the mountain around here, or you can go down to these trails. This seemed a little further than the north option, but I knew that there were so many fallen trees that, on my way to the second control, that it makes sense just to run as fast as possible to the tracks and then take the control from the bottom. And that was obviously the best one, because you don't really have to climb over the mountain and you save some energy that way. And while I was running here, I already looked at the next control, which I swear to God I wouldn't have done 5 years ago. So I immediately knew my plan to the sixth control right now. And if you look at this map, yes, it is so easy. There are so many trails, the terrain is ridiculously easy. It felt like a true test race for Swedish career, Swedish season, Swedish 2 years. So yeah, my goal was just to follow the trails, cut off the corner. I guess that is the only reasonable thing to do, which I did quite nicely. And the control itself wasn't too hard. You just have to watch out for the green fallen trees, and which I did quite nicely. First see the mountain, turn left, I saw the first rock and then the second rock. So yeah, the seventh, however, I knew it will cause some problems because there isn't much to read on the way. Obviously, I knew where I am. So firstly, you go to the track. That is self-explanatory. And afterwards, I felt a little unsure because there were obviously some turns in the track, and I don't know why it shows that I picked up the control there. But yeah, first of all, my plan was not to go so soon from the track. I really tried to go to those turns after, but I thought I had already gone over the hill, maybe to here already. So yeah, but when I saw those three rocks, three boulders, then I was like, okay, I'll just continue, and it ended up being the best plan. And yeah, here I am very proud of this feeling of orienteering, because the mountain was not very detailed. It was very, you could easily miss the control, but since I was so sure where I should be at, then I turned and adjusted the location and found the rock quite nicely. This is prime Latvian terrain, and obviously after the 7th control I was running really fast to the 8th because it seemed so easy. However, as you can see, I did not change my direction after taking the 7th control. I should have looked at the compass and adjusted it slightly. That is one thing I should keep in mind, to really force myself to check the direction, because this will come to haunt me in the end of the map, as you will see later. Here were there were some people just running around, not understanding what's happening. But yeah, I saw the first mountain before, and I looked at the map, and I was pretty sure I'm on this one. Here I understood that I had gone slightly to the right, so I just had to go forward and trust the process, and the control was right there. So the ninth control, obviously it looks quite easy. You just have to follow the trails. In Latvia I've had much more challenging controls. However, what I try to force myself to do is really run as fast as possible. Because while in Sweden, I will seriously do my best in every race that I compete in. And in Sweden, if you do not sprint when you can sprint, then you lose time. Because people here are so fast, the competition is so fierce that, for example, the ninth control is so easy that you really have no choice but to run as fast as possible. Obviously, towards the end, you really have to be careful to slow down before the control. But up until this point, if you don't sprint as fast as possible, then you're losing time. And yeah, I tried to cut the trail, like this turn. I went slightly more to the left, but fortunately I saw those 3 rocks before the control. Yeah, and while I was running to the ninth, I already looked at the 10th, and I felt like this will be one of the most challenging controls in this whole race. Obviously, this terrain is quite easy, so I cannot really compare myself, the UCOL 2019 terrain, with this one. However, the 10th control is like a masterpiece. How would you approach it? My question is. Because obviously, the logical answer would be just to go straight and find it. However, if you don't have a good direction, if you don't have a good feeling where you are, you will get lost. I mean, I would say 70% of beginners, and myself included 5 years ago, would get lost somewhere on this hillside. So when I look at the control now, my thought process is that run into the direction, read the marsh, and run into the direction until I reach an overhang of the mountain before the control. It is half a horizontal, it's only 2.5 meters, but I felt like you could feel it in the forest. I really trusted my process. I looked at the compass quite a lot of times. I saw the rocks on the way. I tried to read the greens, but I couldn't. They were a bit too random. I think in Latvia it would just be white forest here, so yeah. But I managed to find the top of the hill. It wasn't a seriously top, it was just a slightly more roundish shape, so I thought the control is forward, and it was there. Very successful, very successful. So after such a big control, I had not thought about what I'll do next to the element. And in this situation, obviously, I just have to go straight, which I did. And this marsh is one of the biggest attack points before the control. So if you read the trail and the big marsh, then you know where you are. And on the way, I guess my plan was to see the big boulder and then just continue until I hit the trail. And if I hit the trail, I will most likely be before the control, so I should just follow the trail slightly to the top of the hill. That was my plan, and that worked out quite nicely, I think. I hit the trail, saw the marsh, saw the big rock, and landed slightly too much to the left. If I want to be competitive in like middle distances, then I cannot make this mistake. If my plan is to go from the big boulder to the control, my backup plan is that if I hit the trail, then I know I have to go to the right. I shouldn't have my backup plan influence how I take the control in reality. I should have just continued in that direction and trusted the compass, because you just have to go on top of the hill. I lost 5-10 seconds here, and 10 seconds in the middle is quite a lot. Yeah, but it's alright, I found it. The 12th control was the second most important, I would say, in this race. It was very, very challenging to find the control itself. Obviously, you just have to go up the mountain, read the opening, try to maybe find this marsh and then find the control. It is not the best plan, but there isn't much else that you can do. So I just climbed up the mountain, found the yellow, and there were so many trails that I went followed some random ass trail. I knew I was going in the right direction because when I saw the marsh, I knew where I was. And my goal was to just push through and really trust the direction. And I think that's the only thing you can do. If you're a beginner, and 5 years ago, I would definitely miss this control because it's just so hidden. And after I saw the control, actually right now, I was a little confused that I found it so well. I guess for the future, I think it would be important to have a backup plan. So for example, if you miss this knoll, you maybe find a marsh, or maybe you find the two hill tops afterwards. So do not just run straight and hope. But I managed to find a control. I didn't have to do the backup plan, but I was a little confused that it went so good. And after such a good control, yet again, look at what I do. I do not change my direction too much. I lose another 10 seconds or so just by continuing in the direction that I came through the 12th control. So that is one thing I really need to work on. Yeah. But the 13th itself was quite simple. You just have to try to go in the direction and read the hill where it ends. And that is what I ended up doing. So went slightly after the control. I missed it a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. So here where things get interesting, the 14th, because it's such an easy control. You just have to go. My plan is to go by trail and find the map. Yeah, but when I came out to the trail, I thought I am before this trail, the previous one. So I just tried to find it. And when I came up to the mountain, I was like, no, something is not right. Something is not right. So I had to turn around. I lost maybe half a minute here. Yeah, unfortunately, some mistakes towards the end. And after this mistake, I really tried to be fast, but I really didn't understand what's happening. So the 15th, there isn't much you can do. You just have to go into the direction and maybe find some trails before the control. What ended up happening is I went beside the hill, I read this knoll, and I read this marsh. But I did not think that I need to go beside the mountain. I thought that the control is on top of the mountain. So when I came on top, I was like, wait, what is happening? What is happening? And yeah, I found the control. And after such a small miss, like 20 seconds standing, maybe 15 seconds, I yet again didn't check my direction. And I just ran down the mountain. My goal was to hit the yellow area in a way, but I was going way too much to the right side. It was maybe 20 degrees more. And I immediately understood it. But goddamn, why cannot I just take a right direction from the beginning? I guess it takes time, but when the finish was coming closer, I really wanted to run faster. And obviously, making mistakes, it's not very good. Not very good for yourself, for your health being. And here the GPS cuts off. But I would say it was a successful race overall. Quite easy terrain, so quite biased. But for now, I would say that I have improved in my confidence in the direction and orienteering style, which I was lacking 5 years ago, most definitely. So, yeah, and I managed to win in the end. I managed to win.
Alright, I finished. It was quite nice. Like 80% of the race went perfect. Seriously perfect. And then, as you saw, it wasn't that good in the end.
Yeah, it was fun.
It
I
was
ran
very fun.
hard, but yeah, difficult 5K.
Yeah. It was so Latvian, the forest.
Yeah.
It was
I
so
haven't never been
Latvian.
in that,
Imagine this forest
yeah.
without the rocks, without the
Yeah.
big mountains. Yeah, this was so nice.
Yeah, I know I've seen on when it's been World Cup and World Champions stuff. Yeah, how did you do it?
I think I won.
You won?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I won. Yeah.
Nice. First thing, come to Sweden, win the competition, and then...
Some small home competition. This is a nice test race, yes.
Yeah.
But I made a lot of mistakes in the end. Missing some controls and I think it was like the feeling that the finish is coming closer, so I should run faster.
Yeah.
Never do that. But you know what? I just finished. And literally some old people came up to me and we started talking and they were so surprised that I come from Latvia and that I am in KTH University because the old guy also was doing some engineering back in the day. And it was so nice, so pleasant to talk with some people.
Motorbikes running in here.
Yeah.
But then they decided to make an eco park. They
like
got money from the EU. And they have just finished that work, and in 2 months they will have an inspection to see that anxious that we should make any marks or anything.
I've run like maps that don't really have those things either. So I think it can be a little bit different. It's kind of nice when you have that.
Okay, seems like the elite class is not getting awards, which is unfortunate because I won. I really won today, and yeah, I'm getting out of here. I think this was a nice competition. Seems like I have improved over the 5 years. The first 80% of the race was so clean. I was in control basically for the whole time. And yeah, but I have to work on the end. Yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you all sometime in the future. I'm still trying to work on that Euro trip orienteering film. But my university I'm so busy at the university, so it will take some time. Alright, bye.